Hi everyone. So today I was diagnosed, like literally maybe 45 minutes ago, with sudden neuropathy hearing loss. I woke up this morning and my left ear was feeling like it was plugged and just, I don't know, I thought maybe I just had to pop my ear or something like that. They've been ringing for quite a while now because we've been at the new house. We're building a house, and when we would go into the house and it would be really quiet, it was like almost deafening, like the ringing in both my ears. And this morning I woke up and I couldn't hear out of my left ear. Like I said, it felt really plugged and just very uncomfortable. And so we went to the house. We actually had a meeting with the builder today. So we went to the house and it was just still not good. It felt like it needed to pop. It was just like a lot of pressure and everything sounded super loud to me. Even though I couldn't hear, things sounded really loud. So when we were walking around with the builder, Derek went down to the bottom of the hill to talk about driveway stuff, and I just wasn't feeling like walking all the way down our hill and then walking back up the driveway. So I called the doctor and got an appointment for this morning at 11:15, and so I went, and the first thing he did was ask me about like what I was feeling, and I told him it's just like tinnitus, but the worst tinnitus I've ever felt or ever heard, I guess, in both ears, but mainly in my left ear. And that last night I was up, I was actually finishing Cambry's communion shawl because it was almost done. So I had like 3 more rows. And so Derek went to sleep. I stayed up. I had my headphones in. I was watching my Fry Life videos because I love watching Mary and Peter Fry's life and what they're going through and how their days are going. And so I was watching them, and I finished the shawl, got tired, turned my headphones off, put my phone down, and woke up in the morning with no hearing in my left ear. So I have no idea what is happening with this whole 2020 thing this year, but I am basically at this point deaf in my left ear. The doctor said that it could be due to a couple different factors. The less common and most unlikely factors are a cyst sitting on a nerve in my inner ear. The other one is that I had a small stroke in my ear, but he said that I'm kind of young for that, although I do eat a lot of ice cream, so maybe that's why, I don't know. And then he said most likely it's from a virus that I could have had when I was even like 11 or, 20, and it just sits somewhere in your body and then decides today's the day to wake up and do my thing, and that's when something like this happens. He said that I was lucky because I went in today. I mean, I woke up this morning and then called this morning and got in this morning because I thought it was an ear infection. Honestly, that's what Derek was saying. Oh, you probably have a sinus thing and it's probably an ear infection. Sounds like an ear infection. That's what I thought too. So I told him all of that, told him, how I had my earbuds in last night. I wasn't listening to anything loud. It's just Mary and Peter talking on their vlog. So it wasn't like I was listening to loud music or anything. And I didn't even go in the pool yesterday at my in-laws' house with the girls. We just went there and we had pizza. We were talking to everybody and woke up like this. So he looked inside both ears, didn't see anything. He said he saw a little bit of wax on this one, but no swelling, no irritation. It's not red. He didn't see any fluid behind it or anything like that. So he said, well, we're going to give you a hearing test. And I immediately thought, a hearing test? Like, what is that? I can't hear out of that ear. This obviously has to be something related to allergies. Can't you? I'm saying all this in my head. I didn't actually say this to him, but I was like, why? How is a hearing test going to help me? So I went in for the hearing test, and the lady, the audiologist, was like super awesome. She was super nice, and tested my eardrums first, which was like a humming and like beeping, and saw that both my eardrums are functioning properly. They're in the range that they needed to be in. But then we did the word test, and because I'm an adult, they did compound words, so I had to say each word afterwards, and they let me take my mask off for that because I asked, is the mask gonna affect how I sound? And so I was able to take the mask off when she left the room. So I passed with flying colors with my right ear, but my left ear, it was almost like someone was like, it's like someone was talking like that. I could hear the tone of a voice, but there were no phonetic sounds at all. None. It was just like a total muffled, weird sound. So I could tell that she was, because I didn't hear anything. It was a male voice, and I didn't hear anything when the male voice was speaking. I mean, nothing. I didn't hear a tone. I didn't hear anything. And then she came back on and said, I'm going to put static in your right ear because that ear you can hear out of. So we have to keep that ear busy. Otherwise, I think it would pick up what the left ear was hearing or trying to hear. And so she put the static in the right ear, and in the left ear, she talked. And it was that garbled, what I just demonstrated before. It was just really odd that I can't hear that, or that I couldn't hear that. She played the tones, and I could only hear maybe like 4 out of the, I don't know how many she did, 10 or 15. I was just sitting there thinking, I should be hearing something right now. Like, there's no way that it's gone that long in between tones. I should be hearing something right now, and nothing was coming out at all. So the more I sat in there and the less I heard, the more scared I was getting. And I told her that when she came in, because she was like, we're going to try one more thing. And she put this it was like this black, it looked like headphones, but it was like this black metal disc with like a headband. So like that went on the back of my head here. And then it went across, and like the other part, like she put on my temple here. And she said, I'm going to do that again. I'm going to play some tones, and you'll hear them in your left ear. But when I heard them, I thought they were coming in more through my right ear instead of my left. But I guess I maybe was hearing them in my left. I don't know. So when she came back in, she, said that she thought that it was the hearing loss, the sudden hearing loss. And I was just like blown away. Like, what are you talking about? Hearing loss? I mean, I'm 43. I'm no spring chicken, but that was just not what I expected to hear. So then I went back in the room with him, and that's when he told me, what the causes could be. So I am taking 30 milligrams of prednisone for 3 days, and then 20 milligrams for 3 days, and then 10 milligrams for 3 days to see if they can get any inflammation or swelling that might be in my ear down. So I asked him, if that doesn't work, would a hearing aid help? And he said no, that pretty much right now my hearing is gone in that ear. And that kind of hit me, because my mom has hearing aids. And so I thought, okay, then I'll have hearing aids, and I'll be able to hear something. And he said no, they won't help. So the hearing loss is so profound that hearing aids won't even help if this were to continue. So I am in shock. I don't even know. I know what my mom goes through now. Sometimes we make fun and just to make her laugh, or, just be silly, not ever intending to hurt her feelings or anything, but just to make light of the situation. And I totally understand what she's going through now, where the hearing aids and losing her hearing is concerned, because I woke up half deaf today, and I don't think it's the worst thing in the world, first of all. It's definitely different. I'll say that. But people who can't hear, they are normal people. They just do things a little differently. And so I've always wanted to learn ASL. And I guess that was my first thought is, gee, I guess I should really take those classes now. But it's definitely a shock. because who wakes up in the morning and figures, my ear's a little plugged up and then goes to the doctor and says, no, you're deaf in that ear. That's not what I expected to hear, but it is 2020. So that makes sense. Yeah. I don't know. I mean, I've decided, no, this could all go away. The prednisone could work, and I could get some of my hearing back. I could get all of my hearing back in that ear. I guess my biggest concern is what if it happens to the right ear as well, and then where am I? With that. But I'll deal with that when it comes. There are so many other worse things that could happen or could have happened. My heart goes out to everyone who's out there with like really awful problems right now. But again, this is happening to me. This is what I'm dealing with today. So I hope that what you're dealing with today is not hearing loss bad. And if it is worse than that, then please be assured that my prayers are with you, and I understand the frustration and sorrow that, people are going through, because I've had those days too. So, yeah, it's been a day, for sure. I don't know what else to say, except this is day one with sudden acute hearing loss, and I will keep you posted on the journey and see what day 2 brings and day 3, and see if this resolves or if this is my life now. And if it is, then okay, we'll see what I have to do to deal with it, I guess. So I hope everybody out there has a good day, and I will talk with you soon. Bye.